Good morning, everyone. I am April Pereira, and we are your reporter for today. Lesson title: 21st Century Assessment. Intended learning outcomes. Students should be able to meet the following: analyze the fundamental concepts and characteristics of 21st century assessment, use appropriate assessment tools and techniques as applied in instructional decision, relate learning outcomes and assessment. Before we proceed to the lesson, let us first have some major understanding about assessment. Some think assessment is equivalent to a test, periodical test, monthly test, and the likes. But assessment is more than that. Good assessment uses a variety of valid methods, not just pen and paper. It can be writing a song, role plays, etc. It ensures fairness and good ethics and can be done in the beginning, in the middle of the lesson, or in the end. Dahil nasa 21st century na tayo, i-apply na natin ang 21st century assessment. Ano bang characteristics na meron ang assessment na ito? First, responsive. Teachers can adjust instructions. School leaders can consider additional educational opportunities for students, and policymakers can modify programs and resources to cater to the present needs of the school community. Ano bang dapat nating tandaan sa katangiang ito? It is about reacting quickly and positively to the needs of the school community. Mahalaga din ang feedback. Bakit? Kasi makatutulong ito sa revision ng instructions, curriculum, policy, and guidelines of the school. Second, flexibility. Lesson design, curriculum, and assessment require flexibility, suppleness, and adaptability. Assessment and responses may not be fitted to the expected answers. Pag sinabi nating flexible, ang assessment na ginawa natin sa akin ay maaaring hindi akma sa iyo. Kaya ang 21st century assessment ay flexible. It adapts to many different functions or activities. Next one, we have integrated. Assessments are to be incorporated into day-to-day practice rather than as add-ons at the end of the instructions or during a single specified week of the school calendar. When we say integrated, it talks about coordination. For example, may prior knowledge ka tungkol sa isang topic. Yung kaunting kaalaman na meron ka, i-integrate natin siya o i-relate natin ang knowledge na yon sa knowledge na kailangan mo pang malaman all throughout the discussion. And that is the integrated characteristic. Next, informative. The desired 21st century goals and objectives are clearly stated and explicitly taught. Students display their range of emerging knowledge and skills. Exemplars routinely guide students toward achievement of target. Nararanasan na natin to, di ba? Bago magsimula ng lesson proper, sinasabi muna natin ang ILO o Intended Learning Outcomes. Etong ginawa namin ngayon, pinakita muna namin ang ILO kasi students should be given opportunity to build prior learning. Ito pala yung dapat kong matutunan. So gagawa pala kami ng sarili naming recipe by the end. Are you getting my point?
Next one, multiple method. An assessment continuum that includes a spectrum of strategies is the norm. When we say the norm, it is the standard or the model. Students demonstrate knowledge and skills through relevant tasks, projects, and performances. Authentic and performance-based assessment is emphasized. Tapos na tayo sa traditional mode of assessment. Kung mapapansin nyo, puro na tayo performance tasks. It can be speaking in front of the class, role plays, or in art situation. Our performance-based tasks includes drawing and creating a poem. But we have the next characteristic, communicated. Communication of assessment data is clear and transparent for all stakeholders. Results are routinely posted to a database along with standards-based commentary, both of which must be available and comprehensive at all levels. Dito naman, pinapaalam nila sa atin yung results ng ating assessment. Para saan? This is done to give students motivation and eagerness to learn more. Diba kapag yung achievement mo na-recognize, parang gusto mo pang galingan lalo next time? Ay grabe, binigyan ako ni ma'am ng tinapay kasi high score ako sa test. Pero may ibang student na kapag sinabi mo yung result at maraming mali, naiinis, which is wrong. Hindi ka dapat naiinis dahil kaya nga isinasagawa ang assessment ay para maitama mo yung mali mo at maging better ka sa susunod, okay? Curriculum nga nag-i-improve, ikaw pa kaya? Next, we have technically sound. Adjustments and accommodation are made in the assessment process to meet the students' needs and fairness. Students demonstrate what they know and how can they apply that knowledge in ways that are relevant and appropriate for them. In other words, 21st century assessment is valid and reliable. Valid because it measures what it intends to measure, it measures the stated objectives, and reliable because it deals with consistency and technicality. Systematic. 21st century assessment is a part of a comprehensive and well-aligned assessment system that is balanced and inclusive of all students, constituents, and stakeholders, and designed to support improvement at all levels. Keep in mind that when we say systematic, it follows a process, a thorough process, and it includes thorough planning. Again, the characteristics of 21st century assessment are as follows: responsive, flexible, integrated, informative, has multiple methods, communicated, technically sound, and systematic. Next topic to be discussed is instructional decision in assessment. In a classroom context, assessment is the gathering, interpretation, and use of information to support teacher decision making. Ano bang pagdidesisyonan ng mga guro? Ito ay ang uri ng assessment na gagamitin nila. Formative ba, diagnostic, summative, etc. Remember, the major objective of educational assessment is to have a holistic appraisal of a learner, his or her environment and accomplishments. Holistic means looking into something as a whole, not just into its part. Educational assessment encompasses the total educational setting and not limited to the teacher-student engagement. Take note of the holistic appraisal and the total educational setting. So in decision making, we have 3 phases: before, during, and after teaching. Let us now discuss the first phase, before starting teaching. Ano-ano bang dapat pagdesisyonan ng mga guro bago magsimula sa pagtuturo? Una, content. Yung mismong ituturo mo sa mga susunod na araw, susunod na linggo, and so on. Second, abilidad ng mga estudyante with respect to their cultural background, interest, and skills para makapagplano ng activities. Baka kasi mamaya gusto mong magturo ng volleyball sa mga grade 1. Kaya ba yun ang abilities nila? Diba hindi? Teacher ang magdedesisyon yan. Sunod, materials na angkop sa activity na gagawin, at sa activity na yon, dapat nagpa-participate pareho ang teacher at ang student. Learning targets and objectives, laging kasama yan. Organization and arrangement of students, by TUSBA, alphabetically, individual, ganyan. Sa dami ng nabanggit, saan ba tayo kukuha ng information na makatutulong sa ating mag-decide? Una, informal observation of students during class. Alam na alam to ng mga teachers natin. Tumayo lang sila sa unahan, parang nababasa na agad nila tayo. Next, nabanggit natin kanina na dapat nating alamin ang abilidad ng bata with respect to their cultural background. Therefore, conversation of previous teachers ng student will help. Halimbawa, base sa observation mo, nahihirapan si April na intindihin yung lesson sa math. Kaya nag-consult ka sa dati niyang teacher. From here, malalaman mo yung limitations ng student at makakapag-decide ka kung ano ang maganda at appropriate na assessment ang dapat gamitin. Next, scholastic test results. This refers to academic achievements na makikita sa pamamagitan ng grades. Pwede ring makatulong sa pagde-decide natin ang kaalaman sa kanyang personal family circumstances. Baka dahil wala siyang interest sa pakikinig ay may pinagdadaanan siya, kulang sa pera, hindi pa nakakakain, kaya masakit ang ulo, kaya dapat din natin yung i-consider. Second phase, during teaching. May natutunan na ba mga estudyante ko? May dapat pa ba akong ayusin at i-enhance para mapabuti yung pagkatuto nila? Yung ibang teachers magtatanong bigla sa kalagitnaan ng lessons, di ba? Halimbawa, sa April, ano ang primary colors? Viel, anong kulay na kalalabasan kapag pinagsama mo yung green at red? Mga ganyang tanong bago mag-proceed ulit sa lesson. Sa activity na yon o sa pagtatanong mo na yon, paano mo naman sila bibigyan ng feedback? Yung sagot nila naging tama ba? Paano mo bibigyan ng feedback yon? Again, ang 21st century assessment ay responsive. Kasama din sa decision making sa phase na ito ang kahandaan ng students para sa susunod na lesson. Saan naman tayo kukuha ng impormasyon para masagot ang mga tanong na ito? Again, una, observation. Ang mga mukha ba ng estudyante mo ay mukhang may naiintindihan o walang naa-absorb, nakatunganga? Yan. Pangalawa, kung paano sila sumagot sa tanong mo. Sino ba sa kanila ang active o inactive during discussion? Alamin mo rin yung ibang paraan ng pagtuturo. Ako kasi mas active ako kapag maganda yung presentation. Halimbawa, ang ganda ng kulay, ng mga elements, ganyan. Pero kung yung background mo kulay white, tapos yung text mo kulay yellow, wag na lang. Yung iba naman mas active sila kapag may video yung presentation. So, look for alternative ways. Mula sa mga to, makakapag-come up ka na ngayon ng assessment during teaching. And the last phase, after teaching segment. Take note, teaching segment siya, hindi lang siya after teaching. So, ang ibig sabihin nito ay after a grading period or after a term. Na-achieve na ba ng maayos ng students ang instructional targets, mapa long term or short term? Magbibigay ka na din dito ng feedback tungkol sa strengths and weaknesses ng mga bata. Saan ba sila nahihirapan? Anong solusyon ang pwede mong gawin? Magbibigay na rin ng grade. Actually, hindi naman magbibigay talaga dahil taga-compute lang tayo. Pero ang ibig sabihin dito ay magpo-provide na tayo ng tangible outcome sa lahat ng kanilang ginawa. At kung angkop ba ang uri ng ginamit na assessment mo para sa buong teaching segment. Masasagot ito through observation, tests, projects and homeworks, interview with students, pwedeng one-on-one, pwedeng by group. Dapat mo ring i-review yung kanyang scholastic aptitude test results, pati na rin ang kanyang family background. I-review din yung class performance nila, yung class standing, kung nagustuhan ba nila yung activities na pinagawa mo, at ang kanilang achievement.
Good morning everyone, I'm Jensril Borromeo and I will be reporting assessment in classroom instruction. So, under this, there are 4 categories which are placement, formative, diagnostic, and summative assessment. Ano ba pag sinabing assessment? Assessment is the evaluation of the nature or yung pagsukat sa kakayahan ng abilidad ng isang tao or isang bagay. Bilang tayo ay mga future teachers, dapat alam natin kung paano mag-assess sa loob ng isang classroom. Unang category is placement assessment, which places students into a course level, or academic program. Halimbawa, sa mga papasok sa college, nag-undergo lahat sa interview. Bakit? Dahil para alamin kung saan ka bagay. Placement assessment helps you to place in the courses matching your current abilities. Next is the formative assessment. Ang purpose daw nito based sa module is to monitor learning process. Ang goal nito is to provide feedback na magagamit ng teachers to improve their teaching at para naman sa mga estudyante para mas maintindihan o maunawaan nila. More specifically, formative assessments help students identify their strengths and weaknesses and target areas needed to work with. Isang strategy daw para sa effective formative assessment is to ask students questions such as how and why or paano at bakit dahil matutulungan daw nito ang mga teacher na malaman yung level at lawak ng pagkaunawa ng mga estudyante. Third category, the diagnostic assessment, where causes of learning problems were being identified, such as students' strengths, weaknesses, knowledge, and skills before their instructions. Dito, inaalam if the students met the course's required learning objectives, So, familiar naman lahat sa diagnostic test